What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kofi Kingston, aka 1/3 of the New Day. You're not gonna say it with me, sir? Yeah, come on, you better participate. Let's try it again. 1/3 of the New Day, and you are watching The Young and the Wrestlers. Ha 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 ha.
Welcome to The Young and the Wrestlers, the pop culture's wrestling podcast. It's a show that takes a look, usually, at the WWE, and we just kind of mark out. Change of plans today, though. We ain't doing that shit. We're doing things a little bit different. But before we kick into that, let's let you know, this show comes at you live most Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, you can. Head over to our Facebook, Discord, Instagram, Twitter, all those links in the description below. Twitter is one of them as well. If you want to join the conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopcultures, where you can watch us record this show live, where you can join the chat, become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this wrestling pod. If you want to support us financially, you can. Patreon.com/thepopcultures, as well as our merchandise store, popculture.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it, which we sold a shirt today for the first time in like forever, which was crazy. It was the shirt that says wrestling. It's better than the things you like. And love that one I stole from John Oliver, and now I make fucking sense off it, which is mad. But as we said at the start of the show, usually this is our WWE in review show, but as you would have known if you are a regular listener, we haven't done a show in a little while. We didn't even cover WrestleMania Backlash. You know why? Because for the first time in the 2 years we've been doing this show on and off, we just stopped caring.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I had lost the love.
I couldn't be paid to care.
Yeah, I had lost the love. I had lost the motivation, and I was just getting bummed out.
Yeah.
But today we're switching it up a little bit. We're going to talk about something that we did really enjoy, something that we had such a brilliant time at. And that was our first ever Deathmatch Down Under show. They had a 2-day show here in Melbourne. It was called The Juice is Worth the Squeeze. Follow-up to their beautifully named event, Not Here to Fuck Spiders, which still makes me chuckle. I love that name so much. But yes, you are spot on there, Jem. It was a tournament to crown the first ever Deathmatch Down Under heavyweight champion. And we'll have a...
And I'm at you right now.
And I'm what, sorry?
Because I came up with a really witty intro for our names and you didn't introduce us.
Oh, didn't I? I got stuck in the motion. I'm Ryan, and this is...
I'm more smashing than the San Jose Glass Crush match. Hey, I'm Jess.
That is a good one. It's been that long. We didn't even introduce ourselves. We just kind of got stuck. I got stuck in the motion.
You're welcome. I had to get that out there because I'm very proud of that one.
That is very, very good. But we'll go through. I've got the matches in front of me, so we'll have a chat about them bit by bit and people that stood out to us and things like that. But first, Jem, how have you been?
Yeah, good, man. I mean, I've had a little bit of a shoulder flare-up, so I've been a bit out with that. But other than that, I have been riding this wave of, like, excitement ever since the weekend. Like, this weekend's, like, tournament, Deathmatch Down Under, the 2 shows Friday and Saturday night were just amazing, and I'm still so hyped about it. How are you doing?
I'm better. Of course, because I haven't been anywhere or done anything for like a whole pandemic. Of course, I went to an event in the city this weekend and I got sick. And look, granted, I spent 2 days just yelling, so I did lose my voice. I was pretty voiceless from Monday through to a little bit into Wednesday, and then it did kind of pick itself back up, which was nice. And now it's still a bit there. It's still not quite there, but it's good. In general information, though, because one thing that I do on both For the Players, that's our weekly PlayStation pod, and this one, I provide my Get Less Fat update. I've changed some things in the last couple of weeks. I have swapped out my dinners for portion controlled, calorie defined dinners, and impressively I've lost like another 2 fucking kilos.
Hell yeah!
So now I'm sitting at like 34 kilos lost in total.
That's awesome.
That's fucked. That's a bizarre amount of weight. But yeah, 34 kilos roundabout.
So
It's been mad.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Amazing.
But yeah, look, I'm in the same boat as you. I did have such an incredible high coming off the weekend. So I talked about this after the show on Twitter. Because I had a long weekend. We had the Friday show. And then I drove to Phillip Island, where my mother lives, because on Saturday we were having a memorial for my grandfather who passed away about 2-3 weeks ago. So I drove down there, stayed the night, did the memorial, and then I drove straight back for night 2, had a great time, and then drove back to here in Geelong. And it was one of those things, like when I got home and I was sitting and I was thinking about it, I was looking at these brilliant photos that we took. And it was just, this is going to sound fucking depressing, but I guess it kind of is in a good way, in a bad way. I'll admit, I've not had a really good time lately. Brain's fucked, bad times all around. Just not having an overall sense of general happiness, right? But like I got into wrestling in 2018. I'm pretty new to the game. But for me, it is my mental health checker. It is the thing that I do when my mental health gets shit or just to help keep it on the right path. Right? It lived up to exactly what I needed it for this weekend. I knew I was excited. I knew I was super keen to go to the show this weekend. However, I didn't realize until I got home how much I needed it as an individual. Like, it's one of those things. I was talking about it like sort of early on in the pandemic about the idea of this sense of collective happiness. Like, for the longest time, we haven't had a scenario. I talked about this in For the Players as well. There hasn't been a scenario where, well, probably not until the football came back as an example, about the idea of this collective happiness, where a group of people got to get together, do something, and just vibe off a room, vibe off people around you, and just really soak in the energy of having people. Now, like, I haven't stopped working since this whole pandemic, right? I've worked my whole way through. I haven't really stopped. And so I've always been around people in some way, but not like this. So going to a venue and taking it all in, because obviously it's a trip. I've had to hike all the way in to the city from Geelong, and just I can't understate how powerful that room was for me personally. I know it seems really silly, and I'm sorry, but I don't know. It was that, because so, you know, it's well documented if you look at the website for Deathmatch Down Under, and they talk about the inclusivity, right? Whether it be for like what I refer to as the rainbow community, the LGBTIQA plus community, as well as Indigenous Australians. I think that is a big part of it, because there is such a sense of positivity and inclusion, and the whole "don't be a dickhead, don't be a fuckhead, don't be a fuckface" at all. And like everyone in that room was like, "Yeah, man, I get ya." And cool. So like we've gone to shows, we've gone to local ones here in Geelong with, you know, GCW. We've gone to MCW as well, and like they've all been good, but like there's always some fucking moron. You know, and there's someone just being an asshole about it. But here at this show, it felt like everyone was on the same level. Everyone was at the same understanding, and that was we are here to have a good time, and we'll yell dumb shit like you did, Jem. But we'll yell dumb shit and we'll have a good time.
We'll talk about that when we.
But
get
we
there.
don't need to be pricks about it, and that was such a really good thing. As it turns out, it was something that I personally really, really needed. So on a very personal level, I said it on Twitter as well, like a big thank you for them. And I talked because with my day job. So for those that don't know, my job. I'm a mental health worker. I'm a youth support worker, and a big part of what we do is because I use gaming hobbies as therapy. Is the easiest way to explain it, right? Our big discussion, like our big point of focus, is the idea of find your tribe. Find your collective people that get you, that understand you, that feel you. And I mentioned that in my tweet. It's like, that's what I felt. I felt like that these were my people, whether it's just the energy, whether I was something about it. I was just like, this is my shit.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's such a liberating experience. I know I'm fucking derailing, and I'm really sorry.
No. It's awesome to hear. It's not often you hear that something does move you so drastically. And it's a really good, I guess it's a really good expression of what DMDU is all about. Like, this is what Deathmatch want us to feel. This is how they feel, and that's how they want to project it. And it's beautiful that that's getting shared the way it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Like, it is. Like I said, it's. I know it's just. I can't explain it well enough. I think even though I've just spent like 10 minutes trying to explain it,
words are never enough.
Words.
You have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, and like as I said, it's so bizarre the such good happy feelings that we get when we're seeing people's face being blown out by glass. You know what I mean? It's such a interesting scenario, but. Look, let's talk about it in terms of night 1 and night 2. So night 1 was primarily all about the qualifiers. It was the first round qualifiers to get everyone in to the tournaments. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there was 16 competitors in total, 8 matches. Do you want me just to run through them, Jem, and then we just sort of jump on the ones that catch interest?
Yeah.
First off was Sammy Falcon versus Charlie Evans. Now, straight off the bat, the first thing that nearly made me shit my pants in the best possible way. Charlie Evans walking out to Living Dead Girl by Rob Zombie, a song that I haven't heard since I was fucking 14 years old, and I was like, holy shit.
So good. So night 1, we had a front row seat, which was even better. Like, we had best seats in the house.
Look, I splurged a little bit. It was worth the money. I was very happy about it.
It definitely was. I mean, we had really good seats. And same thing. Like, as soon as I heard the music, I was like, what's this? What's this? And then you see Charlie Evans come out, and I was like, what a perfect way to open the show. Yeah. Like, Charlie Evans is so hot in Australia right now. I've not seen any of Charlie's work, but I know Charlie's name. That's how hot Charlie is right now, and I was so excited to watch her wrestle. Like, she's something else.
Well, because that's the thing, because I'm relatively new to the local, like, especially the local independent scene. So, like, the only thing I've really seen is, like, the local stuff, which is, you know, sort of GCW, and we saw Gold Class Wrestling, and then we saw... some MCW, like, way prior to the pandemic,
like
right?
2 years ago.
No, like 2 and a bit years ago, right? So there's a lot of new names that I'm seeing here. And both these names were brand new here. So the first thing I saw about Charlie Evans, I'm like, you look like my sister. This is fucking weird. And then she proceeded to kick a whole bunch of ass, and it was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely loved the match.
Yeah, like, so good. Perfect way to start. Perfect way to get the crowd hype. It was just beautiful.
Yeah, and for me, it really set that shit going. I'm like, all right, I'm invested. I am in. This was so good, so good. Yeah. Next up was, I know you got a bit of love for this match. It was Charlie Evans won, of course. I should mention that. So she made her way through to the quarterfinals for night 2. Second match of the night was JXT versus Candy Lee. Another 2 names JXT I've seen on posters and shit around the parts, and I was aware of Relentless, like the training school they have over in Melton. But yeah, so 2 names I certainly wasn't aware of.
Yeah, I was excited. I've heard a lot about Candy Lee, and obviously, I was a little bit. I didn't get to see it. but there was a rivalry between JXT and Richie Taylor, which I was pretty invested in, outside of actually seeing the match. But no, this was a really exciting match. Like, they had a really hard fought match, and unfortunately JXT did take the win.
What a lovely way. Unfortunately, he won.
Unfortunately, well, he's a bad guy.
But he's so good at it.
He's so good at being bad. But no, there was some beautiful spots there where, like, Candy went to give JXT the stink face and he got out of it and tried to give it back, and then he spent half the match with his pants down. Because, you know, those tradie underwears get the ladies.
But
The tradies get the ladies.
I don't know whether it happened here. I forget where it happened in the night, but because it's connected to JXT, obviously
Yes.
his tag team partner from Blacklisted, which is Big Rig Fox.
Oh, yeah, this was
comes
right
out.
before.
And something that I fucking nearly died, right? So
Yeah.
he comes out and he's like, this whole tournament is shit. Why wasn't I a part of it? This whole shit show of a company. It's so shit. You know what? I'm so mad. I'm going to take a shit here in the ring. And then out of nowhere in the crowd, we hear this, let him shit.
Oh, yeah,
And
because
like-
he's trying to undo his pants and take a dump and everything.
And like, you know, the refs, I think it may have been Jay as well, was like, so Jay's,
It was Jay,
so
yeah.
Jay's trying to stop him. That's the ref. He's like, no. Sorry, they're like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And he's like, no, I'm going to take a shit.
A bunch of other referees.
Yeah, and then the crowd starts just chanting, let him shit.
Him
Let him
Let
shit.
him shit. It was so good.
I'm fucking dying
I've
ringside.
never ever thought I'd ever hear the words "let him shit" chanted at a wrestling show.
Then he proceeded to get tackled and pulled out, which was
Yeah,
fantastic.
beautiful way to start a match.
But yeah, no, like, so once again, not having seen JXT before and seeing him here, I love his work. He just delivers good heel shit.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just like, this is heel energy that kind of like, I'm talking a lot about energy today. There's like a lot of heel energy that comes from it, just like a complete asshole.
Yeah.
And I fucking
Oh yeah, he just
love it.
suits the whole. And like, I couldn't help myself because part of his entrance, he really does do like the Triple H like fluid spit.
Yeah.
I was like, calm down, JXT. What's the problem? Triple H take in. I was just throwing the shade.
See, it's the little things that I love as well, though, right? Obviously, because we're based in Melbourne, I forget that obviously they're going to be locals. So when they're like hailing from Melton, I was like, holy fuck, who the hell's proud of that? But he's super proud of that.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, Richie's stoked to be aware of you. Like, I mean, the photos he posted, like, I posted a photo of him and I together, and he's like, "Where's a represent?" Like,
That's it, man.
be proud of where you come from.
And it's
West
so
is
good.
best.
It's so good. Like, also, today, I fucking found out, so I'm from Traralgon, right? So I'm from Gippsland.
Yeah.
From the Latrobe Valley. There's totally a wrestling promotion down there. How have I never known about that? Well, granted, I've not lived there since I was 18, but like, you know, I'm 32 now. But I'm just like, how do I not know about this? I totally would have gone when I lived in Traralgon. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But no, I never knew about
There
it.
you go.
So I might have to go. It's too far to drive home and go see a show.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next qualifying round was your boy Richie Taylor, versus Rochelle Rogue,
Rogue.
who
Yeah.
she caught me off guard only because she came up with this dope shanty music. And of course, look,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Rochelle. Rochelle, you did great, but
Did phenomenal.
we were loving Richie. It was going to happen.
Yeah. It's, full Richie stan. I had my Richie F. and Taylor shirt on. I was there for it and for him. And to see him get the win, it was hard because Rochelle was doing so well. I was so torn between who I wanted to win. But ultimately, my heart said Richie, and my heart won, thankfully. Richie Taylor did get the win. Rochelle put up one hell of a fight, though, and I can't... For someone so small, she is so tough.
Yeah.
Like, she was very fast, very hard-hitting, and definitely someone you need to see.
Yeah, it was great. It was absolutely great.
Yeah.
Next up was Chanel Phoenix versus Tyson Baxter. Oh, sorry, was Richie getting the win, heading into the qualifiers. Next up was Chanel Phoenix versus Tyson Baxter. Also dope. Like, look, really wasn't. There wasn't a match that I was actively bored at. Like, I was in on all of it. So this was the same thing.
Yes.
Next up, because I honestly don't remember that one. All I remember is Chanel Phoenix
I'm
is
pretty
like
sure
MMA
Tyson.
chick, and she was dope.
Yeah,
I think it was to
can't
do with the
remember.
knee brace, I think, from memory.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he won it because he went up against Airbender.
Next one that got me, this blew me away, actually. Blew me away. So it was AJ Istria, yep, versus
Istria, yep, AJ
Jessica
Istria.
Troy.
Oh,
Holy shit! I fucking, like, the second that Jess came out with her arm and, like, her whole thing was like
the arm collector.
arm collector. I'm like, well, A, that's a dope name. And two, she comes out with a fucking, like, mannequin's arm. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'm already a little bit of a mark for Jessica Troy. Just saying. All it took was one match, and I'm instantly in.
Yeah, I agree. And I was the same with Charlie Evans. Like, it's just, yeah, they're both just phenomenal. And, like, I do love the whole, like, faux arm gimmick. That's so much fun. And just, like, obviously, AJ Istria is a bigger dude. So watching her literally, like, climbing around him, it's almost like a ferret running over him, like, just hanging him up to get a hold of that arm. Oh, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. She really does work with her size and her petiteness. It was amazing.
It was awesome. Yeah, like, there was, like, there's just, but, however, so this is where it got insane. So there was a small break. So I ran off to take a toilet break, as you do, because I was like, I haven't drank enough water today. So I proceeded to scull like 2 things of water, like a moron. So then I was like, oh shit, now I have to pee. I leave. I come back. And in the ring, do I see just an absolute potential of mayhem. So it was a cricket death match. It was Callum Butcher and Mad Dog versus
It was a
Vixen.
6 and out.
6 and out cricket death match. Thank you. Versus Guido, Damian Rivers, and York.
Mm-hmm.
So by the looks of it, because I had no context until that exact moment, it looked as if as long as it was on a cricket bat, it was legal.
Yeah, basically.
That looked like the rules. So what we're seeing is we're from the side that we're sitting on essentially not one of the sides. All I'm seeing is makeshift wickets out of just fucking wood with lattice wood with fucking nails going through it.
Huge nails hanging out of them.
I see on the other side, I see a cricket bat with 3 cheese graters stuck to it.
Yep.
I see a cricket bat with nothing but pins.
Yep, with the pointy side.
With the pointy side pointing out, obviously, with duct tape. And then in the middle.
One of them's wrapped up in a cactus.
Yeah, in the middle, there's just a bat with fucking cactus cable tied to it. And because when I came back, you just happened to be chatting to Joel Bateman, deathmatch wrestler, one of the owners of the company. And he's like, yeah, I just had this idea. I wrote it in a little book and I thought, why the fuck not? And I'm like, that's amazing as an idea. Like, how the hell do you think of that? It's such a unique mindset. Be like, you don't be funny.
The whole 6 and out being a 6-man tag was just smart as well. Like, just a very smart brain thought.
Yeah, it was so good. I absolutely love it.
Impressive.
Sorry, I just have confirmation from Mr. Hawko13 in the chat. The wickets were carpet strips. They're pointy and they suck when you get hit with them. I imagine they suck because I forget who it was, but someone gets thrown into them and they proceed to be stuck in their lower back.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so
phenomenal though.
This this was technically the first death match I've ever seen in person. So I did prior to this event, I did go back and watch Not Here to Fuck Spiders, and they had the toy block match because you can't say Lego. With the idea similar to this one is like if it's on a cricket bat, it's legal. If it had Lego in it, it counts as a weapon. So I was like, all right, cool, and then I would just be absolutely genuinely baffled. Here, exact same vibe. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is amazing. People are getting because to add, people came out with more weapons. One dude comes out with a fucking cricket bat with just open staplers on it.
Yep. There was also a pizza cutter that was used at one point as well.
I don't know where that is in cricket, but I like the use of it.
Yeah. There was a lot going on there. There was those big plaster boards with like the how's that and stuff printed all over them.
You say on a plus side though, so it looked like the table that I'm working on. So this desk that I have is not really a desk. It's a fucking shelf with legs on it, right? And I'm like, so I'm about to we're getting a new table. Our friend over at Tag Mods is building us a new table right now. And I looked at this table, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this table? And so I think it made you or Max were like, why don't you just go through it? I'm like, all right, well, I guess.
I think it was Max.
I think it was Max. I guess my first bump is through this table. And I'm like, because it was funny, I saw the wood on the side. I'm like, I wonder what that wood is. And sure enough, it looks exactly like this desk. So, and I was like, cool, no one got splintered in the side. This could work.
Yeah, nobody lost a spleen. We're good.
But no, it was the thing that got me, though. The thing that that caught me off guard is, so Mad Dog, standing in the middle of the ring. I think he was tussling with, it may have been Callum Butcher, I think. Mm-hmm. Cricket bat in hand, in Callum's hand. He gets fucking wrecked. Top of the head, full bang, like the loud crack of the bat hitting his head, but it was the pin bat. So as it goes off, he has a strip of just fucking pins buried into his skull.
Of pins. It was a fucking mohawk of safety pins. Not safety pins, thumbtacks.
Oh my god. I don't mean to alarm anyone, but it turns out I'm fucking into this shit. This was awesome.
Oh man. I think what was also so interesting to me as well is a lot of them hadn't pulled previous thumbtacks and things, including referee Jay. Like Jay hadn't even pulled thumbtacks out of their shoes.
I do love that.
And I thought that was a nice touch as well. It's just like, I guess, souvenirs of the death matches. Which I think just made it, like, I noticed a lot of the superstars that do the deathmatchy stuff had that, and that was just
superstars.
I don't know. There was just like a little, chef's kiss about it.
Yeah, and of course, like, I don't know about you, just looking at Guido, it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. He looks like he would straight stab. And then he pulls out his little tool, which to me just looks like a trampoline spring. I don't know what it is. And proceeds to stab face.
Yeah. It would have been a pocket knife with a little, bottle opener.
Yeah.
Cork opener.
Because our first introduction to Guido specifically was at the local show here in Geelong, where they had a little Royal Rumble and he came out and just proceeded to fucking stab people and pull out a chair. It was like, this dude's intense.
Yep. There's a reason he's what were they fighting for? The Deathmatch?
The Agua Total Violence Championship.
That's it.
That's what they were setting up here for. So at this point, so this was the third win that Callum Butcher had over Guido in tag team competition, ahead of the defense of the Agua Total Violence Championship for night 2. Mm-hmm. So this is big precedent here. I was like, oh shit, this is exciting. 3 pins.
Callum's on a roll.
And Callum, he'd been pizza cutted in the head. He was pissing. Oh, yeah. It looked tremendous.
All of it, yeah.
I was like, fuck me, that was very cool.
Yeah.
Next up was Jake Taylor versus Cavemanugg.
Oh, I love a bit of Cavemanugg.
I didn't know how much I loved Cavemanugg. Because I haven't seen him before. I know he's had a recent run with MCW as the Intercommonwealth champion, but I hadn't seen him. So he walks out and, the music sold me in an instant. I'm like, this is dope. Then he comes out in, a saber-toothed tiger skull mask. I'm like, I'm fucking in. And then he proceeds to just
some of the photos they get of him. So good. Digital Beard is amazing with his photos.
Oh my god, I am worried. I think Digital Beard might be concerned because I just followed them on Instagram this week, and I'm literally liking every fucking photo, even old ones. I'm that guy because I'm like, this photo's amazing, this photo's amazing, this photo's amazing.
Digital Beard is amazing.
Probably thinks I'm stalking the crap out of him, and I am a little bit because all the photos are just so damn good.
So good. Good on it, Digital Beard.
But yeah, of course. Cavemanugg gets the win here.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yep. Such a good match.
Oh, but I did just miss a match though. I accidentally went past the qualified of Royce Chambers versus Edmund Dusk. This was the flippity doodah match of the night, and I was fucking so sold.
Oh yeah, it's the fact that they call him the Airbender. Royce can he's wearing jean shorts, John Cena style jean shorts, and he's doing flippity doodah shit, and I can't even begin to fathom how good this dude is.
Yeah.
Wild. It was such a good match, and Dusk is your very tall, very dark, brooding sort of thing, and I think the thing that got me the most was the whole piss poor insult thing where Royce was like, "Dusk boss" or something like that. I was just like, "Oh god, that's just this is horrible," and I love it.
That was good. That was good shit. I can't argue. That was really good shit.
Yeah, it was so great. But no, it ended up being a really good match.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed it. But the last match of the night was
Royce winning.
With Royce winning. Thank you. The final match of the night was Tommy Knight versus Gore with Crackerjack. I'm just gonna put it out there.
This was a tough one.
Like, once again, new to the independent wrestling space. So up until like I've seen a little bit of Crackerjack stuff, but previously on MCW shows in like 2019.
Yeah, I didn't. Crackerjack was hanging out with Lucky Hendricks' mum.
Yeah, so I hadn't had a lot of exposure, but seeing him here, seeing him on Don't Fuck with Spiders, We're Not Here to Fuck Spiders.
Yeah,
he is a fucking treasure. He is so good.
Beautiful.
And then Gore is just a unit of a man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just, and then
they are a combination and a half. They are great. Because like Gore is the brawn and Crackerjack is the brains, and it's just beautiful. But you knew for a fact that like with Crackerjack being there was no way there was going to be a clean win here.
That was my point. I'm thinking. Yeah. I agree. I'm thinking Gore is going to get the win here. He is going to move on through, and it's going to be dirty. And then I see Tommy Knight come out, and Tommy Knight is this like fucking. He is strutting.
Heads up. Bronson Reed reckons Tommy Knight is the shit. So.
Because another Adelaide boy.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm sure they stick together, and that's
There's
fine.
a reason they call him the Prodigy. Tommy Knight.
Because he walks out with the absolute swagger and the confidence of a man that is the shit. And I'm like, So when he comes out, I'm like, ooh, I might be wrong here. Because once again, these are all new names to me, right? So I'm watching. I'm thinking. Maybe Gore may not have this. But then, of course, you know, Crackerjack and Gore do their shit. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty fucking confident that Gore's going to, boom. Tommy Knight takes the win.
1, 2, 3, boom.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Night one in the bag. It was dope.
Exciting. I was so hyped for night 2. Hyped.
See, what I loved about this, so we originally did only buy tickets for night 1. The reason being was that knowing that like I had commitments on Saturday that I didn't think I could make it back in time for night 2, so we just went with night 1, and I don't, because you weren't going to go by yourself, so we're like, well, we'll just go night 1. And then we're very ever so kindly, we received I received a direct message from Jay. One of the owners, one of the referees for Deathmatch Down Under. And he goes, hey, you want to go Saturday too? I'm like, pardon? He's like, do you want to go Saturday? He's like, I've seen you've bought tickets and you've ringside tickets for the Friday. Do you want to go to Saturday? I was like, well, yeah, but I've got to be in like Phillip Island. I've got to like do this. And he's like, I've credited your email. Like,
oh.
Dude. I could have hugged the crap out of him, and I did.
Yeah.
It was so kind. It was I
know.
It was so kind. I really taken away. Like it was actually it really melted my heart. Now look, you may think that is that swaying the praise that we've given them? No, the praise is incredibly well deserved. The juice was worth the squeeze. Right. Everyone, chill.
Definitely was.
But it certainly added a nice extra bit of love to it. Night 2, fantastic. Absolutely loved it.
Beautiful.
Night 2. So night 2. Let's get this fucking right off the bat. All right.
Yes.
Jem, you arrive, fucking ready to go.
Oh, I was party. I was so ready.
Jem had her party mode up to 11. She was ready to She was ready to rock and or roll. So.
I was in Brie mode.
You were in Brie mode. I had already arrived at this point. I'd arrived with my friend from work, Meg, she's only been to one other wrestling show, so she was in for a fucking treat. Oh, yeah, so we were sitting there. We were sitting on the stage this time. So they had a little stage against the hard cam that was kind of up. So with both Meg and you being shorter, I was like, well, let's go sit up on the stairs and we'll look down. That way you guys will be able to see everything a little bit easier. Right? Let's be
Oh, yeah.
considerate. So we're watching you enter, and you just be the loaded social butterfly. You are just gallivanting. You are like the chaos of the universe, just fucking scattering from person to person, chatting.
Like the hurricane coming through.
Yeah, you are a hurricane of just, hi, how you going? They're like, what the fuck is she doing? And then it's like, beep, 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 beep. It was awesome. And then you come to where we were sitting, and you're like, hi. I'm like, you're fucked. I can tell right now that you are fucked. And you're like,
I was having a good time.
and you're like, I'm fucked. I'm having a fantastic time. So of course, it didn't stop there.
I've earned it.
You did earn it, and the party kept going, which was so good. Mm-hmm. But that did also mean that you were ready to get a little rowdy.
Oh, yeah.
And by rowdy, I mean just yelling shit all the time. Nothing was bad. It was just
No, I made
shit.
a major slip up quite loud.
Yeah. So during the opening, sort of, the ring announcer for the night, Jem by the name of Hawko, who, funny enough, I got a message the next day from a friend of mine, Paul James. For those that don't know, Paul James is one of the video games people that we work with. He's an absolute marvel of a man. He sends me a picture, goes, hey, was this dude at the wrestling? And it was the ring announcer. I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking ring announcer. I think his name's Hawko. I don't know. I think it's Hawko. He goes, yeah, he's a teacher. I know him. Like, we went to school together or something. I'm like, how the fuck does everyone know everyone? Because you know, like, a stack of people in the biz, in the local industry. Yeah. And then, you know what I mean? Like, everyone just somehow knows everyone. It's absolutely
you need a
crazy.
PR person. I know people.
Like, I don't know anyone. And somehow you know everyone. Somehow, like, fucking Padge knows it. Look, Hawko's, that's that Hawko on the chat. He's like, Padge is a bro. Padge is a dude. I love him.
Oh.
So that's absolutely, like, bonkers. Like, nothing has demonstrated complete small worldness than local wrestling. To add to that, right? Because I think I've talked about. I think I've told you about this. One of the girls I used to work with at the job that I have now, she worked there for a little while. She since moved on. She went to school and was friends with Avery.
Oh, well, there you go.
Like, how does everyone fucking know everyone? Well, what you said, once again, I'm from Traralgon, so it's very unlikely that we would have crossed paths with wrestlers on this side.
You know, it is a very small world. You know, especially when, I mean, I spent my high school lunch breaks wrestling Richie Taylor and all our friends. So, it's a very small world.
It's absolutely crazy.
Where we represent.
It's funny how you say that. I have, like, no connection to where I grew up at all. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no.
Traralgon was a hole, and it's still a hole.
Well connected.
I don't think anything successful has come out of Traralgon, like myself included. Anyway.
We're talking about Hawko talking about a tag team.
He did. So he was sitting there talking about a tag team. He's like, we have Misspent Youth, your boy Murdoch and Aisha versus
I'll recreate what I said.
Aussie Open. And Jem, what do you proceed to yell out? She yells out because she goes, I fucking hate cricket. Hawko turns around and goes, what? I turn to you and go, what? Almost the entire arena, the entire center that we are in, turn around and collectively go, what?
What?
Because the room goes dead. And then we hear from you, I was meant to say tennis. You go so red. You proceed to die under your chair.
I've never sung lower.
It was awesome.
Oh, great idea, poor execution.
The commitment to the bit was good, but
You're welcome for the entertainment. I was the entertainment for night two. You're welcome.
On a plus side, I'm pretty sure that's what helped you win the beers.
I was going to say, yeah, lucky me. I entered the Venom Beer Instagram competition. I posted a story with my sweet cherry sour, and I won myself a slab of their ale.
Because I think you put that quote in there, and that's what got across the line. All right.
Yeah, it's cherry bomb.
Match 1, quarterfinal match. Cavemanugg versus Jessica Troy. Obviously, two people that I had instantly fell in love with from night 1. So I didn't know where it was going to go. I was like, this is fucking dope. And then it proceeded to be easily, for me, one of the best matches of the night.
Oh, yeah, phenomenal. Again, another perfect way to start the evening. So good.
It was fucking fantastic. Even down to the part where she is like fucking koalaed onto Caveman's Ugg's back.
Know.
And he's like, couldn't find her. He lost her. He's like, where'd she go? And like,
Yeah.
And then she proceeds to like climb up his back. And then like, it's just.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. It's like a little spider.
Because that's the other thing I forgot to mention as well. Because I have never gone to, like, all the matches that I have been to are same gender wrestling.
Yes.
This is the first time I've seen intergender wrestling in person.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we got a little bit of a taste of it at GCW, just a little bit of a taste in that Battle Royal, but like proper one-on-one, like hard-hitting, like, oh man, Jess Tro took some chops from Ugg, man.
Yeah.
Like...
And look, because part of the reason that I wanted to go to this was because I thought, well, deathmatch is going to push my boundaries. Like, in terms of, like, what am I comfortable with watching? And same goes with the idea of intergender matches. I'm like, am I okay with this? Like, I know it's all predetermined and, you know, spoilers, fucking anyone, right? You know, and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. So I was wondering, how am I going to feel about this? Turns out I'm into that shit. Fucking hard.
Good.
Because to me, watching that, I'm like, that is true fucking equality. I'm seeing it like everyone in that ring is on the same page. They agree, they understand, and it's just fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, because I just wanted to make sure. If everyone wanted to point that out, I was like, yeah, that's one down.
Yeah.
So I've never seen it before, and fucking in love with it. I'm like, this is good shit.
Perfectly.
Yeah. And this, as I said, this match was dope. However, did end with Cavemanugg getting the win, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Because there was no way that I would be entirely happy and or sad with the outcome of this match, because I wanted either of them to win. And like, I kind of enjoy that. Like, that's a good energy to be like, I don't care who wins. It's going to be great either way.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, so good.
Second match, Royce Chambers versus Charlie Evans.
This was another good one. Like, another really good one. I mean, Charlie pulled out some amazing stuff that I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting Charlie to continue on as much as, like, so out of this whole competition, my dream ending was Charlie Evans and Richie Taylor. And this match actually made me doubt that I had made any, like, I was like, oh no, like, she's lost it. Like, I had a good idea there, but no, somehow she managed to just pull it all together and get a huge win.
My favorite part, at some point she gets cut up. So she's just like pissing down her forehead. And she is looking metal as fuck. And I'm like, I am so in. I'm sorry, Royce. You and your jorts gone down. And it was so good. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, phenomenal match. Absolutely phenomenal match. And obviously Charlie Evans did end up progressing in this match, which a beautiful touch to it was going into the next match that Charlie had. Charlie proceeded to put glitter in the blood, which really made it pop, and kept it there for that final, like that next match, which was amazing.
It's a great little touch. Just run with it. Because when she walked out later, which we'll get to, bad ass. I'm like, holy shit, she wiped that off. She looks mad.
Yeah, exactly it. The fact that it stayed there and let it dry, and it really gave something more to that. I love it. I love it.
So the next up was Tyson Baxter versus Tommy Knight. Dope. Tommy coming through with the win once again. Very happy with that. I was like, yep,
definitely.
No question.
Yeah.
This next one, because I looked at what I wanted to see. So at the end of night one, I was like, okay, this is what I think the main event will be. And my call at the time was either JXT, because it was probably going to be JXT versus Richie, which I thought the final would be, right? Because I'm like, well, I'm biased on Richie because he's your friend and a friend of my friend I'm a big advocate for. And then I was expecting big fucking heel energy versus good face energy in a main event for the title would be dope. And then I also hedged my bets on JXT winning as well, because I know I know he was given some good love and whatnot. And I thought, that would be, I know it would be reasonably standardish booking to sort of have a heel win the first title, and sort of make that chase to be the first idea. So I was trying to approach it like that. I was trying to go that way. But then of course, then they announced that this night one, that for night two, JXT versus Richie.
In the semi-final?
In the semi-final. The quarterfinal, sorry. Yeah. And I was like, fuck. Throws out any plan that I had. Any way I thought that it was going to go. Right? Mm-hmm. I was like, shit, this has changed all my plans. Because I was so confident that JXT would be in the final at minimum. Yeah. But he comes out. Richie comes out, as he does, being amazing. Mm-hmm. JXT comes out. Grabs the mic. Oh, actually, was this? There was a let him shit take two again.
Yeah, there was.
Which was dope. I'm pretty sure that was here as well. Oh no, that happens later.
The hashtag let him shit on it.
Nope, that happens way later. Ignore that part. Yeah. He does come out, and then JXT sends him back. Sends him back. That's fine.
Did love the hashtag let him shit handwritten t-shirts were great.
Fantastic. I'll buy that shirt. If that shirt was real, I'd buy the fuck out of that shirt.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Me too.
However, JXT grabs the mic. At some point, the bell rings. I think the bell rings, and then he grabs the mic. He starts shit talking Richie right in his face.
Oh, bad.
Because Rich. I'll let you run through this because he's your boy.
Last time they met at I believe it was at MCW. Unfortunately, Richie did take a loss to JXT. Absolutely handed it to him. And JXT is like, why are we here again? I've already beat you once. What's the point? Like, just give me the title. It's mine. And with one swift elbow, Richie gets a 1, 2, 3 and just to throw it in JXT's face and eliminates him from the tournament.
I popped.
Which was beautiful.
So hard.
Oh, yeah. It was so unexpected. I was not expecting it because you had me convinced that JXT would be moving on. And I was like, oh, no, Richie's done. And much to my surprise and delight, Richie just took him out with that one elbow. And, it was a beautiful way to...
Because, look, admittedly, up until this point, what we had... So we'd seen Richie at MCW. We'd seen Richie at Gold Class Wrestling in GC here as well. And, for here in GCW, he had a match for the AIWF Championship. Lost it. I was like, shit. And then I know recently he was having a run for the Intercommonwealth title at MCW. Mm-hmm. Lost it. I'm like, fuck. Mm-hmm. I'm sensing a trend here. Mm. So with that in mind, I said to you, I would love Richie to get into the final, but part of me says that he isn't. Because if we look at what he's done right now, he has ripper matches, fucking fantastic matches, but hasn't been coming through with the win.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, is that what's going to happen here? Yeah. Not the case. Beautiful. In fucking 15 seconds, boom, through to the
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Boom.
Now, this is where it got fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
This is our deathmatch middle of the card.
Yeah.
The San Jose Glass Crush deathmatch for the Agua Total Violence Championship. Callum Butcher versus Guido, the current champion. In short, there are panes of glass fucking everywhere. There is tarp everywhere. Ringside are given goodie bags with safety glasses in them. I'm thinking, what the fuck is about to go down? What went down was
smashing.
Tremendous. Oh, well done. I can't even beat that. It was smashing.
Fucking amazing.
Amazing. Because in the ring, there were 2 panes on the corner. Bell rings, and then Guido and Callum are just doing that pull, push, pull. Push, pull. Next thing, fucking Callum just goes through it. And because where we were sitting on the stage, the acoustics were mint.
Oh, perfect.
So with the thud and when someone hits the mat, thud, it echoed beautifully. When that when that glass got hit and it proceeded to fucking explode, we heard every crack of it. Every little crack, sizzle, pop, crack, whatever.
Every shattering noise.
Just psh, and then this flurry of glass in the air. And the tension in the room was insane.
Oh, you could cut it with a knife.
Like you could cut it with a glass shard. It was...
See, I work around blood all day, every day. Blood does not scare me, but watching these guys bleed from all those glass cuts and stuff like that, I felt woozy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is something else.
Because then Callum gets up and then just sprints Guido through one again. I'm like, this is insane. And then Guido's ringside for some reason, and then Callum says, "Eat oranges, cunt," and then proceeds to throw a bag of oranges at him.
Oh, that was the fucking best. Oh, that's so good. Vitamin C, these coming.
There was
and then there was the chair set up with a glass pane that somebody went through.
So there was some tussling ringside as well with some panels. I think there was like a lot of running in each other, and then sort of Callum was ringside on his knees. One of the other gentlemen, I believe it was, what is his name? It's on the other sheet that's gone now.
Damien?
I think maybe Damien was holding the glass in front of Callum's head. Guido proceeds to go for the chair hit through the glass. First hit bounces off, and that sound was fucking horrifying.
Oh, that cracked.
That so before, because it was that first hit that didn't break it. It was just this gong sound. I was like, oh
yeah.
It was like that impending doom sound. I'm like, oh no, and then chair shot through the glass.
Yeah,
tremendous.
Ultimately, Guido. Go on.
Then there was the spot that you mentioned. So then there was.
Yeah.
Then there were 4 chairs in the ring. 4 chairs with a massive pane on it, and then just fucking cut oranges like it was some sort of Saturday afternoon local under 12 football game. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was so good.
Oh fuck! Before that, even before that, because it's all just crazy, right? Guido, ringside, table. Callum runs back. Damo and York, thank you, Hawko. So Damo and York were the ones hopping. So they wander out so Callum wanders out the back, comes back with the pane of glass, lays it on Guido on this table, proceeds to climb the entrance fucking arch, right?
Oh yeah.
Launches off that bitch and then just blows apart Guido with that. I'm like, it's absolutely insane.
So much happened in this match. There was so much going on. It was so good.
It's just too much to comprehend. It was
so you have
good.
To see it in person. You can't not see it. It's a must-see show.
It was nuts. It was absolutely
put everything
nuts.
into it.
Like,
it's amazing.
Because I said, like, where we were, because we were off with that, was on the other side of the ring. We didn't quite see the full impact. All we saw was Callum jump, hit the glass, and then just like this fucking what is it when there's atomic clouds of glass?
The mushroom cloud.
The mushroom cloud of glass, and then just everyone going. And then, like, wasn't until afterwards when I jumped on Instagram and I saw it from that angle, and I'm like, it folded Guido in half. It launched him, like, so hard.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But then it gets in the ring. Guido's looking like a hot mess. He's about to get taken through that big friggin', under 12 football teams glass window.
Yeah.
Ducks out of the way. Callum goes through that shit. There you go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
The championship stays on Guido.
Guido.
It's going to take me a long while to forget that match.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something else.
In the same way that when I watched Not Here to Fuck Spiders here in this studio on the TV that's in front of me, and I was watching the match between Joel Bateman and Atlas Whitaker.
It was Charlie. Oh, Atlas.
Whitaker, and that incredible light match.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that too is a match that will never leave my memory. I was like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane, and I loved every second of it. Jay in the chat goes, seriously blew apart. Insider info, Guido broke a rib.
Yikes! That is dedication to the match.
That's commitment to the bit. Holy shit.
Best wishes and fast recovery to you, Guido. All the best.
Yeah, Guido, you scared the shit out of me. but I hope you recover well. Because I very much went, because as you know, we talked about at the start of the show, before, you know, right now we're about to hit fucking snap lockdown, so who knows what's going to happen. COVID's getting rampant here in Victoria again. Who knows when we're able to go again. Saying that though, I have 100% got plans to go to the, I think it's the Bendigo show, Ballarat show, one of them, in July. So I'm gonna drive all the way to, I'm gonna drive all the way to wherever the fuck it is, because I gotta go.
I'll be there.
Oh, so fucking good.
Yeah.
Now, what felt like the longest time, because I was looking at that, I'm like, ooh, because in the ring, all we're seeing is orange slices, blood, and glass. Yeah. I'm like,
oranges.
This is how I know I'm an old man, right? Because I look at that, I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be a prick to clean up. Yeah. And it was.
Yeah.
There was brooms. There was vacuums. There was like sweeping shit under the ring.
Yeah, there was tarps. There was, you name it, they had it. Wow.
Yeah, and it was like, all right, so it took a while to clean it up. Yeah. It took a very long time. Because there's this little itty bitty bits of glass. Obviously the big ones were easy, but it was just fucking everywhere. Like they went so hard in that match that like I think some glass may have landed near us.
I'm pretty sure there's glass still in people from that match.
Yeah. And fly on the wall, like, cause that's what I said. I turned because I was chatting to Meg, and I was like, fly on the wall. I want to go be a fly on the wall in the back right now. I want to see all that glass being yanked out. I don't know why. Yeah. But part of me is like, I need to see that because I don't know why. I'd be like, oh, that's fucked. Oh.
I'd love to be doing that. I'd love to be helping out.
I know how you're like, oh, I hate blood, but me.
But if I'm doing it, if I'm working around it, it's fine. It's weird.
Hawko confirms that it was a prick to clean up, and Jay they got glass in their mouth, and it cut their gum.
Oh no!
Brutal.
Oh.
Well,
Goodness.
Because there is a tremendous shot of the Jay. By the way, they're standing there, mouth agape, as someone gets fucking crunched through glass. It's a beautiful photo.
Wow.
Like they're like. And I love that. I wanted to like zoom in on it and take a photo of it just because I love the reaction. And I imagine that was the moment where glass got in there because it was like jaw to the floor shit.
Huge shout out to both Jay Stevens and referee Jess.
Absolutely tremendous.
And referee Jess. Oh, amazing. The only two referees for the entire weekend. Phenomenal the entire weekend. I was hyping them as much as I was hyping anyone else because they did.
Yeah, admittedly, you did start marking out pretty hard for Ref Jess.
She's good.
I just love that she did it all in a dress. That's the thing for me.
Oh, yeah, love it. Love the skirt. I was like, I want to be like that one day.
I think you actually said exactly those words to me, like, I want to be like Ref Jess.
Yeah, I want to ref in a dress. I want to be Ref Jess. Ref Jess, the ref in a dress. I
just loved how we all had different moments of like, oh, that's amazing. I'd love to do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So once that all got cleaned up, took a while, but it happened. They had the Losers Club tag team match. So there was anyone that took an L on night one, all got lumped together in a big tag match. So it was two teams. It was Edmund Dusk, Chanel Phoenix, Jake Taylor, and AJ Estrella. So that was Team Dusk versus Team Candy, which Team Candy was Candy Lee, Rochelle Rogue, Kid Valiant, who wasn't even there on night one, so I don't know how you got thrown into it, which just made me laugh.
I love it.
And Gore with Crackerjack. Mm-hmm. Once again, Crackerjack, tremendous.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely tremendous.
So good.
I really love this match, like, a lot.
It was a lot of fun. It was just a lot of silly spots, a lot of silly things, a lot of good wrestling. It was the perfect sort of wind-up match to get you back into tournament mode.
Yeah. Yeah, and because like it was great because they're all because they were all losers. They all lost the night before. There's like no real major stake in it. You know, it's just kind of like
just a bit of fun,
a bit of silliness, and of course, you know, as Crackerjack pointed out, that team was really weird. It was like good guy, good guy, some child, bad guy. You know. Yeah. And I don't know. 'Cause once again, we normally do WWE here on this show, right? That's normally the beat we do. And when they do these matches, it's the heel team versus the face team. It's real fucking standard, fucking by numbers bullshit. Here, it didn't feel that way at all.
No.
Felt completely different.
Yeah.
But
Natural.
Team Candy, I'm starting to lose my voice again.
Get excited.
Excuse me. Team Candy
Team
get the
Candy.
win, which was dope.
Yes.
Absolute dope.
Beautiful.
Semi-final. Tommy Knight versus Charlie Evans. Charlie Evans coming out. Blood, glitter, looking absolutely tremendous.
Yeah.
Tommy Knight.
This was a
still
hell of a match.
Fucking swagger. Absolute swagger as he comes in. And I'm looking at this going, I don't know. Once again.
Yeah, same.
Once again, I don't care. I don't care who wins. But like looking at these last two matches that were going into, like actually even up into like the championship match, I'm like, this could go anyway.
Anyway. Yeah.
And I'm 100% in.
Yeah.
So Tommy Knight, Charlie Evans went hard. And it was great.
Of course.
And Charlie won. So we know at least one of the individuals
Charlie
in the championship match
in the
with Charlie
finals,
Evans.
it was to be expected. She is the chosen one.
Because you said that to me on night one. You said, like, there is a lot of hype around Charlie. Like, there's a lot of love. And you said, like, she's favourite to be one of the winners. And I was like, I don't know who she is. She looks cool. I keep looking. It says she looks like my sister, so it really kind of catches me off guard. I'm like, looks like my sister when she was in high school. So, yeah, that's interesting. But, yeah. And then, second semi-final, Richie Taylor versus Cavemanugg. Once again,
This one had me concerned.
don't care who wins. Cavemanugg had such the upper hand on Richie. He was just pummeling the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm. Richie's an underdog, though. Somehow, some way, he just pulled it out of nowhere to turn that whole thing around and put himself in the finals. And I lost it. I was almost in tears at this point.
Because, once again, if we're looking at the local wrestling scene, they just come off the back of an Intercommonwealth title match at MCW.
Mm-hmm.
So, if, obviously they can do good shit together. And obviously both of them sort of lost that match because, in terms of, Lockie Hendricks came in and took the title.
Mm-hmm.
So here, I'm like, cool. I wanted to see that match. I don't have to worry about that one anymore. I'm seeing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
It was tremendous. But as you said,
phenomenal.
Richie got the win. So we got to do it. We got to see your friend, someone I'm a fan of.
Yep.
Come into the final. Richie Taylor
It's huge
versus Charlie Evans for the final.
As kids, it was something we dreamed about and we'd spoken about, and we'd watch wrestling together and we'd wrestle on our lunch breaks. And there was this really big part of me that was like, something in me was like, Richie has to walk away with this. There's like, it's no like, it's do or die. Like he does or he doesn't for me. So, I mean, Charlie really put on such a good show both nights that I was so torn about who I wanted to win, but deep down inside, it always has and always will be Richie Taylor.
However, it took us, there were a couple more matches before we got there, Jen. We can't,
of course.
I ain't dropping no spoilers just yet, ladies and gents.
Let's do it.
Tag team dream match. Misspent Youth, your boy Murdoch and Aisha versus Aussie Open, the tennis one, Jem.
The tennis one,
which is fuck, my handwriting is bad. I'm not going to read. I can't even read the names that I wrote. My handwriting's so disgusting. This was insane. This was really good.
Oh, it was a really good, especially because I believe both teams are champions at the moment.
Yeah, so they're champions. I want to say PWA, but I think I'm wrong.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, so that was nuts. So like they played their cards. They knew like I am correct. Yeah. Thank you, Jen. Yeah. So this was great. So we got two units, right? Versus a very much smaller team with Misspent Youth.
Yes.
They did the whole cut the ring in half. They focused all their offense on Aisha. Yeah. So she is getting obliterated. Like there was literally a spot where I actually shuddered and turned away because she is so tiny.
Oh, she's very fragile.
So they pick her up and they just fucking yeet her, and she looks like she's about to land on her head, and like, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, I literally had a shudder moment, and Meg laughed at me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that wasn't a fucking safe throw. She could have died.
Yeah.
But thankfully, she's really good, and it was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was a long one, and it was just intense. It was so good.
There was no dull moments. Like, there was always something keeping your eyes on what was going on.
But yeah, so as I said, we saw PWA versus Deathmatch Down Under here, with the brand new Deathmatch Down Under champions, because they won it, Not Here to Fuck Spiders, taking the L.
Yeah.
With, I think Murdoch, from memory, Murdoch took the pin. And then, one of the gentlemen from Aussie Open grabs the mic and says, next time we see you, it's for that championship.
Yikes.
Like, shit.
There's already a target on their back.
Like, motherfuckers, you already got your belt. Don't need to be stealing other people's.
Yeah, exactly it. Greedy.
Unnecessary.
Oh, well.
Saying that, though,
Beautiful match.
I would love to see that again.
Yeah. Yep, me too.
All right. Now, this is what we were talking about before. It was an impromptu match. Big Rig Fox comes out once again. White shirts, black texter, hashtag let him shit. He gets in the ring. Threatens to shit in the ring again. It's beautiful. Captured the exact same energy as the night before.
This time in a kilt.
This time in a kilt. In a tactical kilt, by the way. Had fucking pockets and shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, my throat's kind of drying out again. Then out comes Mitchell Wright and Katie Lux. Now, this is what's caught me off guard. Because Mitchell coming out here, a very serious man, as part of the anti-deathmatch party. Right?
Yeah.
See, you and I, we know Mitchell very differently. We know him as Mitchell the Tradie. And Mitchell the Tradie is a lovely man.
Yeah.
We've sat with him. We've taken photos with that gentleman. He's very kind.
Yeah. Yes.
Mitchell Wright is not that man.
He's not. No.
And of course, he was with Katie Lux. Because, Mitchell the Tradie, current GCW champion. We saw him defend it just recently. Katie Lux, the current GCW women's champion, defended it over here as well.
Yep.
I'm like, what's going on here? These aren't the people that I expected. Is this the real them? Is it is Mitchell Wright the Mr. Wrestling, or is he Mitchell the Tradie?
Yeah.
But he comes in, he starts talking smack at Big Rig Fox.
Yeah, as you do.
As you do. So they start bussing at each other. Just kind of verbal bussing. Proceeds to become a physical buss. Impromptu match. Mr. Wrestling wins. Fucking Rex Fox. Duskies.
Absolutely.
Love it. I love, like I said, because I'm a bit of a dork for like just dumb things. What I love wrestling for is I love wrestling for its matches. I love it for its storytelling, but I love it because it's dumb.
Yeah.
At its core, it's silly, and I love it for that.
Yeah.
So the idea of this whole let him shit thing is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Then the fact that there's an entire team in a deathmatch promotion that are just solely about not deathmatch matches.
Yeah.
I fucking love. That's my shit.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
That's my shit. Hawkeye has clarified in terms of the Mitchell Wright, Mitchell the Tradie. He goes, the different universes. Think Spider-Man's Shattered Dimension, Spider-Verse. So between Geelong and Melbourne, there is a dimensional rift.
Different suburb, different superstar.
Yeah. What happens in G-Town stays in G-Town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
It's called Little River. Little River is the cutoff line. Little River is the rift.
There you go.
Once you cross the Little River, whole different rules.
Yeah. Yep. I love it.
I fucking love it. See, it's my kind of dumb. I love it.
Yeah.
But of course, I don't even need this paper anymore because it's the match is the main event. It is the match that ends it all. It is the Deathmatch Down Under Heavyweight Championship match. It is Charlie Evans versus Richie Taylor. You and I know I can speak for myself, and I know that you're on the same page because I saw you in my peripherals. Edge of our seats.
Right now, I am on the edge of my seat.
Thinking about
This was
it.
beautiful because, again, like Charlie came out still covered in blood, still not cleaned up. It really showed, the battle that Charlie had been through. And obviously, Richie just always full of energy, ready to go, never, never, ever backing away from a fight. This is one hell of a fight that went all over the venue. Like they were right behind us, they
Yeah.
were way over the other side, inside and outside the ring. You name it, they did it, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was great, by the way. Because like sitting on the stage, I completely forgot that like there's an entire stage part behind us. I forgot. That's where we just kept our drinks when we were finished. Like, so we're sitting there like, oh my god, this is crazy. They're coming to the crowd. Oh my god, they're coming towards us. What the fuck are we gonna do? And then right behind us, I'm like, am I in the way? Like this is good shit. And then we proceed to watch fucking Charlie get pile drived into the stage right behind us. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh, insane. They pulled out all the stops.
it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And it ended in tears of joy.
It did. So, in the end, it did end in a, as most wrestling matches do, 1, 2, 3. The first ever Deathmatch Down Under heavyweight champion is Smash Mouth Richie fucking Taylor.
Oh my god, the elation as soon as I saw that win happen. I mean, I've been friends with Richie for well over a decade or more. I've seen him from
We went to school together. You're 30 now. You've known 15
exactly
years.
right. Exactly right. I got to hold that belt and I got to stand with the champion, the well-deserved champion, who has done so much to earn this. I mean, Jay, they were crying at the end of the event and they were expressing what I was feeling. I just couldn't bring myself to cry in front of everyone because I'd done my makeup really well. I didn't want to mess it up. But I am over the moon for my friend. I'm over the moon for Richie as a person, as a superstar, as
I think there's just wrestlers here, man. No superstars here, just wrestlers.
As a wrestler, I'm just so hyped for him because he deserves every minute of this and has deserved it for the longest time.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was. I remember jumping out of my seat, and I think it's part of the reason why I lost my voice for 2 days. I said, admittedly,
Standing ovation.
I am a little biased because I'm obviously you and I are friends, and then Richie's your friend, and we mentioned that, and that swayed it I had swayed it, but over the 2 days, I'm so glad we did both days. Because watching all those matches building up to it really made me literally care about every individual that was in that ring over those 2 days. And then seeing Charlie as first match of night one to see her just dominate her way, and have a really good run into that last match is completely changed my perspective in a positive way. And I came out of that just absolutely astounded because it was, the whole room was just behind it. Absolutely behind it.
You could
right?
feel the energy. Standing ovation. Everybody was just all for it. Not just with Richie winning the championship, but the fight that Charlie had put on against Richie and what they'd done over the 2 nights. It was huge. It was something that I definitely can't wait to experience again and to be able to be a part of it the way I was with you and Meg and with, other friends in the room. It was just a very, very beautiful experience that I'm very glad, especially coming into what we're coming into now, that we got to have.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold on to that for this next week and the energy from that to get me through.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next event.
And as you said, it is this well-deserved win. So, actually, no, I lie. I did know someone there for the first. And I was like, everyone fucking knows everyone. I bumped into a friend of the show, Ghost, So a Ghost Machine, a Twitch streamer, like he and I have worked together in the past. We haven't spoken in a good little while. There was just some things that went down, but we're able to chat and like bury some shit. So I got to like deliver some big apologies because like I forgot that we hadn't met each other in person until that day. Like we've known each other for a little while, and we've done a couple of shows together. Like he's filled in on this very show in the past, and I was like, because so it turns out I did know someone there, which was fantastic.
There we go. One's better than none.
But he and I were chatting afterwards, and he was because I know he's been in the scene for the longest time, and he was like, no, this means something. Like, because as you said, Richie is that underdog. He's been an underdog for the longest time. And it's one of those like homegrown hero wins because it's like he's been working for it and building up to this, and then he's finally got it. And not just that, to like what I love about it is because from what you have told me, from what Ghost has told me, from what I've seen around the space, it's like this win means more. Like it's so huge, not just because it's a win, but he is in the actual like whatever DMDU becomes in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. No one will ever be able to take away the legacy of Richie Taylor, especially around being the first ever champion.
Yeah.
And that is
exactly
huge.
Right.
So whatever happens, wherever it changes in the future, whatever Richie decides to do. Because once again, if we look at local wrestling promotions, like MCW, he's out. He's done. He lost a match with, and he's never gone back there from the sounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So because I know you and I, because he didn't tell us shit. So we're like, is he done? Is he about to retire? Like, because I know you've mentioned that he was sort of getting kind of done with it.
Yeah.
So we're like,
and understandably with everything that's happened with the pandemic and things like that.
You know what I mean? So he worked us. He straight worked us, which was beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
And
no spoilers whatsoever. I was like, so how are you placing? Oh, I can't tell you that.
He said, like, quote, I'm the best jobber they have, or something along the lines of that.
Yeah. Which, it really got me because, somebody who calls themselves the best jobber they have is now the first ever, the inaugural DMDU heavyweight champion.
Yeah, it was good shit.
Amazing.
It was good shit.
Huge, and I am so fucking proud.
See, and what I love, like once again, looking into the future here, because one of the things I said, talk about those intergender matches, right? That is what I love about this championship. Anyone can now fight for it.
Yeah.
So, because like once again, if we look at the promotions that we already watch, whether it be WWE or AEW or whatever the fuck we're watching. It's kind of boring when you look and you're like, oh, it's going to be this guy, or, like, oh, this girl, this woman's going to fight this woman. But here, the actual potential for where this can go straight blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because, like,
literally go anywhere. There's no holds barred with it.
There are so many potentially good dream matches, right? And I'm like, because if you just, like, anyone that I saw in this tournament, I'm like, I want them to have a shot at some point. I cannot wait till I see, Jessica Troy get in there. I can't wait till I see Ugg versus Richie again,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see fucking Rochelle Rogue to come in there and get another go. Charlie Evans to get a rematch at some point.
Exactly right.
Like, that is something that I am just genuinely just like fucking excited for. Yeah,
absolutely awesome. Because it's just from the get-go, it just goes to show that title is limitless.
Yeah, literally, and it's just it's one of those things like it's just I absolutely love it so much.
And it's such a good place to start too.
Yeah,
I definitely think Richie is the right person to be holding it first.
Yeah, no, I'm so fucking keen. I'm so keen because, and I said, like, I'm disappointed in myself that we didn't go to the previous events. Like, we didn't go to Smashing Sandcastles. We didn't go to Not Here to Fuck Spiders. But I'm so glad we went to this one.
Better late than never.
That's it, because that was the conversation when, like, my mum, when I got the phone call from my mum, and she was like, the memorial for for Bobby, who's my grandfather, is this weekend. I'm like, fuck, I was gonna go to And then I think you messaged me. I look
Yeah.
something with like, hey, we going to juice this weekend. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck. But look, driving for like, what was it, like 3 hours either way? Driving for like the hour and a half from Geelong, the 3 hours to fucking Phillip Island, then back, and then back to Geelong. So like however many 3, 6, 8, 9 hours of driving I did over like 2 days. Fucking worth it.
Worth it.
Just to go to these shows, man. It was so good. And hopefully this fucking pandemic pisses off for a little while. You know, and we can do more shit like this.
Yeah.
Because I said, I'm going to do my absolute best to go to every possible DMDU show.
Yeah,
that I can.
I am right there with you. I think the good thing about DMDU is it feels like such a safe space to the point where even though there is more people in there and, you know, obviously things being relaxed, social distancing not as prominent and things like that right before, I think it's really a safe feeling space with that as well. Like I didn't feel any social anxiety going out there or anything like that. It just felt comfortable.
And I think that reiterates with the point at the start, like because it is that safe space. And I think because literally on the door as you walk in, they're essentially saying like, don't be a fuckhead. You know, it's like the way I read it in terms of the space is, don't be a fuckhead. We love and respect everyone. Your friend, the person over there, the people in the ring, the person behind the bar.
And that's how it's expressed too.
You know, because it said wrestling. As a net piece of entertainment, the community is garbage. Like it is so toxic. It is so gross. You know, 9 times out of 10. Yeah. I'm so happy that we're able to be at a venue that was that 1 out of the 10. A place that is just fucking good.
Yeah, even after the fact, like we were just chilling out the back and we were talking with the likes of JXT and Tommy Knight and.
Oh yeah, Tommy Knight was totally trying to hit on Meg. It was awesome.
But it's it's just such a cool, very laid back environment. Everybody's super chill, like, you know, you can just go say, hey, awesome job, and the wrestlers are so stoked to hear that, and like everybody's just so lovely regardless of the position in the ring. It really is a very safe, very inclusive space. Killer
adds in the chat, we even respect the drop kick that says she hates cricket.
Yeah. You're welcome for the entertainment.
But no, look, as I said, like for those at home, take this with a grain of salt if you want, because as you said, you know, Jem's got a handful of friends in the company in various fashions, you know, and I'm associates or, you know, through Jem, but fuck off, Siri, I'm not talking to you. So take it with a grain of salt in terms of all the rub that we've given it, but it comes from a place of pure honesty. It's such good shit. Yeah. So
can't praise it enough.
Once it all quietens down, I hope that every one of you that are at least based in Victoria, or even if you're interstate, fucking come down. It's good shit.
Yeah.
Come down to Melbourne, see Deathmatch Down Under. Feel like I said, you find, you know, so who knows, these guys may be your tribe. These may be your people. It's good shit. So, are we going to be back next week? Probably not, because WWE is bumhole. You know, Jem and I were discussing whether we switch the show to an AEW show because we seem to be enjoying that so much more.
Yeah.
But it's just a prick to schedule and stuff. But we had to come here today because we hadn't been here in a while and we just wanted to fucking share the love around this.
Deathmatch.
Around Deathmatch. So, thank you for joining me, Jem.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you once again to Jay, who is kindly enough in the chat as well. I say that they're in the chat as well, for providing us the ticket for the second night.
Thank you. Yes.
We really appreciate it. We said it. It was, as I said, I didn't realize how important this weekend was going to be to me. And I'm so glad I did it. Even just this conversation again has reinvigorated me. I was having a pretty big cunt of a day, and I feel a bit. I do feel a bit re-energized. I feel a bit better just reminiscing about it. So, thank you everyone that joined us tonight. Thank you everyone in the chat for becoming part of the show.
Make sure you check out Deathmatch Down Under on everything.
Yeah, everyone go check out the Twitter. Go check out Digital Beard on Instagram. What's the account? Hang on, it's not Digital Beard. It's something else.
Digital Beard. Oh, and no.
Let me have a look. Let me pull up my Instagrams. Where is it? Why can't I? I've been liking his photos all day, and now when I want to, I can't find it. What is this shit?
Of course.
The second that I need to find it, I cannot find it.
Of course.
How inconvenient of me. Scrolling, making good radio. Scrolling.
I love it.
Where the fuck is it?
Goodness. Yeah, Deathmatch Down Under.
Jake Hurdle Photography is the correct answer. They're the ones I've been looking at as well. So go check them out. So go check them out on socials. Go check them out on all that stuff. Go check out IWTV, Independent Wrestling TV, so you can go and watch the old shows. You can even watch this show that we've gushed all about. I believe it's coming out next month.
Yeah.
Like in a week and a bit,
first
maybe.
First week of June, yeah.
First week of June.
Sure, it's first week of June. Yeah.
Go check it out.
I believe 4th or 6th, something around there.
I want to say 4th or 6th, somewhere around there as well.
Yeah.
It's good shit. But either way, until the next one, I've got to do the spiel, don't I? This has been The Young and the Wrestlers. Usually, actually, I'm going to rebrand it. This is The Young and the Wrestlers, the pop culturist wrestling podcast, where we just fucking, in short, we look at the soap opera nature of wrestling, whether it be the storylines, the characters. In short, we just mark out. Today, we marked out super fucking hard. We come at you usually every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, you can head over to our Facebook group, Twitter, Discord, Instagram. All those links are in the down below area. Our handles are under our faces if you want to come follow us directly. If you want to join us as the conversation happens, you can head over to twitch.tv/thepopcultures, where you can watch us record this show live, where you can become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this wrestling podcast. If you're listening to us on podcast service, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you are on YouTube, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I endeavor to answer every single comment. If you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/thepopculturist, as well as our merchandise store, popculturist.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. But until we do another show, I'm Ryan Betson.
And I'm Jem.
See you then.
Good night.